What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Nintendo not doing a Nintendo Direct in June, what this means, and if other companies may follow. So basically, it was pretty much confirmed without being confirmed that Nintendo was still going to do from home Nintendo Direct in June, right? Ever since 2013, when they pulled out of E3, they've been doing a Nintendo Direct during the week of E3 every single year. And so I think it was kind of assumed, but then yesterday, people got word that Nintendo is going to be postponing it. Now, most sites are saying postpone. I know some people are saying that it's canceled, that just outright they're not doing it. From what I was reading, and I read like 6 or 7 different articles, I would say all but like one said it's postponed. So they expect it to still happen sometime in the summer, maybe July, maybe August, but there will still be a Nintendo Direct. It just wouldn't be in June. So again, it wasn't confirmed. It was actually still, I guess unless Nintendo wants to come out, or they came out like last night, or they came out this morning, it's still not ever been confirmed that they were going to do one in June from them. But generally around the gaming industry, everybody thought that it was happening. And then again, if everybody got word yesterday that it wasn't going to happen, word is that Nintendo had like told some of the developers that they're going to be working with for the Nintendo Direct, don't expect, like, you don't have to worry about like putting stuff together. That's basically because of the situation in Japan. I was kind of reading about it. Japan is, I guess, getting hit by what's going on around the world very, very hard in terms of working from home, because as a culture and as a society, they haven't, there's like kind of a false thought about them that they're very technologically advanced, which they are, but other things, they're actually like back in the medieval ages, they were saying, not necessarily, like in the 90s, just like electronic device wise, and they are doing it still like in the 90s. So they're having a lot of problems working from home in Japan, and Nintendo, where they, I guess, how they put this thing together would be in Japan. So I guess when talking about will other companies follow suit and have problems, I hope not. I think when I first read this, I was like, oh dear God, I care about Nintendo, and their Nintendo Directs are always so amazing. I want to see one, and this one specifically was going to be very focused on Mario, a lot of those Mario remasters. There's been long rumored that Mario Kart is coming out this year too, Mario Kart 9. So like, would they announce that? But also just, all of these Mario remasters that were rumored around a month ago to come out. So we're missing out on some big stuff, I would argue. There's a lot of people's favorite Mario games that would be in that pack. But, when I was reading it, I was thinking about that, but I was actually going more like longer term, or like, farther out, and saying, okay, well, who else does this affect, right? What else does this do? And I'm hoping, after reading a little bit more into it, again, with the problems basically of Japan, that as long as you're not there, you should be fine. Sony does have the problem with the development, like literally the manufacturing and the shipment of the PS5. Like, that's a problem, because that's primarily over there too. It's mainly China that they have, the manufacturing companies. So like they, we know they've been affected a little bit, but in terms of an online show with them, largely they should be completely fine, right? So I'm trying to just think of anybody that's like even relatively close over there. For the most part, I think they would all be pretty darn safe. Kojima, even funny enough, like Hideo Kojima, they seem to all be completely fine, like working from home. Everything's still going on track. Now, Death Stranding was delayed by a month on PC, so you could argue like any Japanese company is having some trouble. Again, I just really hope it's not a early sign of what's to come, that other companies kind of come out and say, yeah, we're gonna do an online thing, but it's just become way too hard and we don't have the resources to pull it off. We're still working from home, so we can't do it. I really hope that's not the case. States are reopening here. Things are not necessarily going back to normal, but things are trying to go back to like some form of normal. So hopefully a lot of these places are able to put together something, right? I guess we're really going to find out this year how early these publishers and these developers end up putting things together for these shows. Right? Because if a lot of them can get back to the office, say in like mid-May, like, is that enough time to put something together for like a mid-June thing? And if it's not, then we know, like, oh wow, in normal years they start doing this in May and April. And I do know that. I mean, it depends on the team for sure. It depends on the game. It depends on the publisher. Some of them take a very, very long time. Some of them don't take that long at all to put things together. So bad news Nintendo-wise. Again, I think they're going to be fine. Nintendo has knocked it out of the park. They are experiencing their own hardships for sure, right? There's pretty much the Switches are like gone. They're not going to have like reshipments of them until the summer. But when they do, they're like ordering way more than they probably need just to kind of like make sure it doesn't happen again. So, Nintendo Switches may suffer sales over the next couple months, but then it'll bounce back. The Nintendo Direct thing kind of sucks for sure. Really seems like out of the three big ones, right? Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. It seems like Microsoft is just like on a different level than where Sony and Nintendo is being hampered by, literally the production and shipment of their consoles, and Sony's just making a lot of bad decision making around this time in a very negative way. But overall, I am disappointed about Nintendo. I want to see these Mario games. I want to see Super Mario Galaxy. That's like the number one thing that like I want to play 1 and 2, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch. I mean, that's like a dream of mine, and I would absolutely support it. And I do think we're going to get that. And again, it's not. I really don't think it is canceled outright. I think it's just delayed. It's just pushed a little while again. I saw a couple places. I think even IGN said like late summer, so maybe like sometime around August. Would be interesting though, because if these games release in like September, October, even like November, and you announce them late August, that's not a lot of time for them to come out. That's not a lot of time in between announcing them and having them come out. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe they just don't do a Nintendo Direct at all, and they just do like press releases announcing the games. We'll have to see what ends up happening with Nintendo. But guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you guys disappointed we won't have a Nintendo Direct this June? Are you still excited for when we end up getting one? Do you think other companies will not do an online showcase because of what's going on? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys, as always, are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And I do a brand new video every single day on this channel. And so I hope to see you all on the next one.